Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Lewis Joestar, and this video was a little bit overdue. I planned to get it out a couple of days ago, but a couple of things have happened since then and I wasn't able to put out this video. But essentially, it's going to be me talking about some of the problems and obstacles with my first ever solo trip, which I did mention a little bit in the prior vlog, and for those who just clicked on this video have no idea what I'm on about, in the link in the description will be the vlog that I went on my first solo travel trip on. And I talk about, obviously it's my first ever time solo traveling. I wanted to do everything through public transport, so it was just a little bit more, I wasn't just bound to a car. I had to find and strategize my way around things, which I absolutely loved in the long run. The fact that I had to sort everything throughout, public transport, Uber, this and that. It was such a different experience for me. Instead of, driving in a car from point A to B, it was a lot different of an experience for me rather than driving in that car from A to B. And I did it completely solo. So there was no one with me in the entire video. I did speak with a couple of people actually in the park and around the park, but the entire trip was completely solo and very much a last minute trip. But for those unaware, I went on Sunday the 13th of July and I had booked the trip on Friday the 11th of July. So I quite literally waited till the last minute possible. I had the idea and I booked it. So I booked the trip away to Alton Towers, and we go on to the first obstacle, which was the trains on through Trainline. Obviously in the UK, that's what Trainline is. I mean, you go on Trainline, you book your tickets, and come Saturday the 12th was the day that this happened. They had cancelled my train and they would not let me get it refunded. So after a little bit of, and I say a little bit, it was a consistent 17-minute call with a gentleman over the phone. Finally, I was able to receive a refund for the tickets that I had paid for and booked. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous how I book a train ticket and it was 2.5 hours before I was meant to go, the train was completely cancelled. So yeah, that was just ridiculous, and I was out for a couple of days because it took a couple of days for me to get my refund out. So I had to spend even more money getting a new train from my home to Alton Towers. Eventually I was going to get the train in a different place, and then from that place to Uttoxeter I ended up having to go to Nottingham and then transferring. So it was a whole kerfuffle getting that sorted out. Luckily, in the end, I was able to obviously return. I'm here now without paying anything extra that I needed to. But in the future, I mean, there's nothing I can do to prevent this. It's just, I'm glad I stood my battle and didn't let, obviously, Trainline take advantage of me. I've spoken with a couple other people about it, and sometimes they have obviously booked tickets and they've been just completely cancelled on them and they've not got their money back, or they've only got a partial refund. I got a full refund for my train tickets, which was it was great. I'm glad I did that. But now we go on to the main problem of it. So getting there and back in the end wasn't an issue. It was a very smooth experience. It was about 2.5, 3 hours on the train there and back. So 2.5 hours there, 3 hours there, 2.5, 3 hours back. It was good. It was a good travel experience back, as you can see in the vlog. I didn't mention any sort of problems with traveling. We get onto the hotel, and I'm not going to name this hotel because I quite literally don't want to give them the publicity. But if you look on booking.com, hotels in Stoke-on-Trent, it's going to pop up. I booked the cheapest hotel out of all of them, and I didn't even read any of the reviews. I saw it was 2.9 stars. So it was like, okay, maybe I'm going into a crappier hotel, but maybe it's just because it's not as clean. I'm only there for one night. It's not going to be a big issue. Now, come the day before I travel, so on Friday the 11th, I tried calling their number 3 times, 3 separate times throughout that day. No response whatsoever. Come The 12th, I try calling them 2 more times, and there's no response. I get to the hotel where I'm let in by these guys that are just staying in the hotel, and they quite literally was like, "Why'd you book here? This is a hole." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, I'm a little bit nervous now." I get into the hotel. I'm there in my check-in time, and I get to the hotel. I'm there, and I wait around for about 20 minutes. Nothing. No one in the hotel. I go and I walk around the entire hotel. I just keep saying hello, hello over and over again. And about 20 minutes went by with no one in the hotel. I was not getting responded to on booking.com. That I was calling their phone, no response on the phone, and I just had a massive anxiety and panic attack. During this whole experience, because I am very much a person that's like, if I've booked something for that time and I'm there and it's not happened, it really got to me quite a lot. I ended up having such a bad panic attack that someone ended up actually calling the police, which helped actually assist me. There was no problem. I didn't go to prison or anything. They helped assist me. They helped get me through to someone through booking.com. During that time, I desperately tried to find a new hotel because no one was there to check me in. And it wasn't till 10. So I'm, I'm stuttering a little bit. But as you can tell, this video is not scripted. It's literally just coming through my heart. Like, I'm pouring out. I literally turn on the camera, upload, and then straight to it. I might obviously edit like intro, outro, or whatever, make the volume a little bit louder. But I get to the hotel, and like I said, in the hotel, there's no one there for 20 minutes. I've been waiting around. I'm helping sort out booking.com. Guys on booking.com said, look, if they don't show, there's a hotel literally 10 minutes away. Try and check in there. I walk 10 minutes down the road to this new hotel, explain the situation, and then I get called up by the hotel that were like, "Oh yeah, sorry, we've got your room. Sorry about that." And then I get back to the hotel, and then they text message me, "You're in this room." So I go in this room, and they said, "We left the key in the door." There's no key in the door whatsoever. This, and bear in mind, this is 10 to 10 at night now. It's 10 to 10 at night. I need to be at Alton Towers in the morning for the latest at 10. So I get let into my room finally. There's no key. So the guy spends 10 minutes looking for a key, hands me the key to the room, and they say they gave me an upgrade for the trouble. And after that, I went on their website, looked at the reviews. Everyone was saying the same thing. People that booked rooms there, and there's been no staff show up. Luckily, though, I was able to get into the room, and I gave, obviously, a tour of the room. It was a lovely room, and honestly, it was a lovely hotel. It was just the situation, actually getting into the hotel. It was my fault, and I can admit it was my fault for booking a crappy hotel and not reading the reviews. But I just think, I've spent quite a lot of money getting that hotel for one night, especially at such short notice. Yes, it was the cheapest one, but you can't say you're going to be there between this time and that time I come, and you're not there, and I have to spend over an hour and a half. In total, it was over an hour and a half before when I got there, and I checked into my room. So spent over an hour and a half waiting to go into my room. So yeah, there's that. Obviously, next day, Alton Towers, there was honestly pretty much no problems whatsoever. All the problems I kind of stated in the video, like the Skyride being down, Rita being down, and the Smiler breaking down, which honestly, it wasn't a big issue for me, the Smiler breaking down, just because it's like, I get it. It happens, honestly, they didn't tell us what happened with the Smiler in the end. We were just told it's broken down. So, what I think's happened is there was just like a safety check they needed to do or something. Honestly, I'm not too bothered, because at the end of the day, they were just trying to keep us safe, and I fully respect that, rather than going on a ride knowing it's going to be dangerous, especially with the history of the Smiler. It's my favorite coaster at the park, and I don't want to have like a bad experience on it. So I'm glad they solved the issue within, I think in total it was about 15-20 minutes. I started playing Mario Kart World and I couldn't finish a Grand Prix by the time we were actually let back onto the ride, and then straight on after that because I was at the front of the queue to actually go into the ride. But yeah, other than that, it was a great day at the park. No problems getting home. And now we're at the point where I'm going to talk about next time. So my next solo travel trip is going to be in September. I'm going to do a very similar one, and I am going to go away in August. I just need to see for now, because obviously budgeting in mind. I am going to go away in August, obviously, to Tokonatsu. There'll be a vlog on that, and I'm looking into going to a solo trip down to London, which, you know, it's honestly, I'm not going to like spend the night there. It'll literally be just like a day in London and then the day out of London and go in the evening, something like that. I don't really know. And yeah, that'll be next time. But the next big sort of theme park solo trip that I'll be doing, I'm going to do, and I'm going to stretch it across multiple vlogs, because I liked, obviously, it was one day at the park, so I made the entire vlog one vlog. You know, that makes sense. For the next one, I'm going to split it into two vlogs, because I'm going away to two different theme parks across 3 days altogether. I'm going to get down to Chessington South, have a day in Chessington South, Chessington in the morning, staying once again in Chessington South, and then very early in the morning, I'll be going from Chessington South to Staines to Thorpe Park, day at Thorpe Park to Staines, home. So it'll be obviously a 3-day trip, and I'm going to be planning a lot more, obviously, in depth now. I'm not going to bother with booking.com. I'm kind of, as helpful as they were, I don't want to be in a scenario where I get into another hotel like that again. I'm going to go with hotels that I've stayed in before. So the next one, I'm going to just book a Travelodge, which sucks because I would love to support a small business hotel. But if there is any small business hotels in Chesterton South, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll have a look into them that are really well rated. I'll have a look into them, but obviously that will be next time. And what I've learned as well is to just be patient with Trainline, because I was a little bit aggressive over the phone, and I didn't mean to be, and I did apologize in the end for that. It's quite a stressful situation that I needed to really just sit down and sort, rather than, you know, just get a little bit, you know, too worked up about, when in reality it wasn't that big a deal. I got to where I needed to go, and I got refunded for what I needed to do. Anyway, if you've got any comments, questions, or anything you want me to answer in a future video, leave them in the comments down below. And with that, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!